Burnout 3 Takedown is one of our favorite racing games of all time, and we recently revisited that game. In doing so, we discovered that the original creators of the Burnout series had left Criterion and set up their own studio, Three Fields Entertainment. After making a few other games, the group finally made their way back to what they did so well in the past, racing games. Let's find out if this boost-fueled racer is a worthy spiritual successor to the fan-favorite Burnout series in our Busy Gamer review of Dangerous Driving. Welcome back to No Time Gamer. Subscribe to make sure your gaming sessions are time well spent. We love racing games here at No Time Gamer, and we have high standards when it comes to playing and reviewing them, especially when it comes to developers fulfilling what they promised. The store description of Dangerous Driving reads that it will recapture the spirit of the past and take it to new places. In a way, they do capture the spirit of the past, as we'll discuss later, but in no way does this game take it to new places. Let's start with the soundtrack, a key but maybe underrated feature of arcade racing games that set the mood and make you feel like you're part of a Fast and Furious film. Well, there is no soundtrack, which means there's no crazy radio DJ giving life to the world as you drive around. There is a song in the main menu, but the rest is up to you. Spotify integration is available, which sounds like it would resolve the problem as long as you're a premium subscriber. But there is no audio mixing, and all it does is play the music on top of the game sounds. So in reality, it's like turning the music volume down in any game ever and listening to your own music. Hardly a feature. Driving is the main aspect of racing games, so that must be close to the Burnout series, right? Not so much. The car is super responsive when it comes to turning, which takes some time to get used to. As soon as you hit right on your thumbstick, the car turns right instantly. It almost feels digital, like you're using the numpad on the keyboard. The tracks are by no means memorable either, unless you enjoy constantly turning 90 degrees with the occasional 180-degree turn thrown in for some variety. The simple turns make drifting not exciting. One of the best aspects of Burnout 3 was the maps. Playing on those felt like you were ripping around real cities and country roads, whereas Dangerous Driving tracks feel like fake circuits created by drawing random lines on paper, and there's only a handful of courses, so it gets repetitive fast. One of the biggest departures from Burnout is the ability to ride on the walls. Keeping momentum and speed were paramount to those games. In Dangerous Driving, walls slow you massively, and like other modern racers with poor AI, your opponents stick to their line like perfect pros, killing my momentum to continue playing this game. And don't get me started on the traffic, or lack thereof. You only occasionally see a vehicle or two on the road, and this contributes greatly to the lifeless feeling of the tracks. They don't respect the fun drifting zones and will even spawn right on blind crests. It literally kills the fun when it happens. The campaign is quite simple. You'll complete a list of races and achieve medals to unlock more events. But I was so disinterested after playing for an hour, I didn't progress much at all. Everything mentioned before adds up to make you feel zero connection with the game. It was just baseless races with meaningless results. I was so bored by the game, I almost didn't even want to bother writing this review. Now, in a few aspects of the game, it does recapture the spirit of the past somewhat. The user interface and heads-up display look like modernized versions of the Burnout HUD, despite the font looking basic and not matching as much. Road rage returns too, but it's greatly limited by all of the problems with the game. Oh yeah, now's a good time to mention that the legendary crash mode isn't in the game either. You can play an equally watered down version of Three Fields' previously released Danger Zone, but that's probably a pass from us. As a spiritual successor to such a great racing series, I had high expectations for Dangerous Driving. The devs set themselves up for super high criticism, especially from us, by trying to ride the coattails of the Burnout series. And I think the game was nearly a total failure that felt more like a demo that only gave you access to a limited amount of content. Dangerous Driving 2 is in development, and there's a significant amount of progress that needs to be made for me to even consider buying it. So for busy gamers, Dangerous Driving is time not well spent.